Have you ever felt like there's a weight hanging on your shoulders that you just can't shake? Like every step you take is heavier than the last, even though you can't quite put your finger on what's causing it. For a lot of us, life's daily grind builds up these invisible layers of stress, frustration, and doubt. Energies that cling to us, affecting how we think, feel, and even interact with others. These aren't just bad days. Over time, these negative energies accumulate and start to shape our mindset, influence our reactions, and drag down our sense of peace. Imagine that every time someone around you is stressed or upset, every tough day or frustrating setback you faced, it left a small mark. These subtle imprints don't just vanish overnight. They stick around, and before we know it, they can start to clutter our minds and bodies. What's more, these negative energies affect our sleep, make us feel sluggish, and even impact our relationships. Now, what if you could actually remove this buildup? Picture having a personal reset button to clear away all that pin-up frustration and doubt. What if there were simple but powerful techniques to release those heavy layers of negative energy, allowing you to feel lighter, more focused, and fully energized? That's exactly what we're diving into today. From cleansing rituals you can do anywhere to mindset shifts that help you break free from emotional traps, we'll explore proven ways to purify your inner self. By the end of this video, you'll have practical tools to detox not just your body, but your mind and spirit as well. Ready to shed the negativity and finally feel lighter? You're about to find out how. Understanding the sources of negative energies in our lives. Negative energy, what exactly is it, and where does it come from? The term might sound abstract, but anyone who's ever felt drained after a long day, tense after a conflict, or deflated by criticism knows just how real it can feel. To clear out negative energy, you first have to understand where it's coming from. So let's break it down into some of the common sources that contribute to that heaviness we all experience. One major source: our daily interactions. Think about the people you spend time with: family, friends, coworkers, and even strangers. Every interaction we have, especially the intense ones, can leave an energetic imprint. If you've ever had a conversation with someone who seemed to radiate negativity or complained endlessly, you know the effect it can have. You might start off feeling fine, but by the end, you're drained, irritable, or maybe even questioning your own day. These negative exchanges may seem harmless in the moment, but when repeated day after day, they pile up. Another source that's often underestimated is our own self-talk. We often focus on the external sources of negativity, but the truth is, we can be our own worst critics. Imagine waking up in the morning, looking in the mirror, and immediately zeroing in on something you dislike. Now multiply that feeling by every "I'm not good enough," every worry about the future, every bit of self-doubt. When our mind constantly replays these critical or fearful thoughts, it's like living with a constant stream of low-level negative energy. Over time, it builds up, and it can be as impactful as any external source. Let's not forget the role of environmental factors. Spaces can hold energy too. Have you ever walked into a room where a fight just happened? Even if you weren't involved, you can feel the tension hanging in the air. Our homes, workplaces, and even our neighborhoods carry the energy of past events and current vibes. A cluttered, dimly lit room might subtly affect your mood, making you feel stuck or weighed down. And if your environment constantly mirrors back stress or negativity, it's almost impossible not to absorb some of it. So, how do all these sources of negative energy start affecting us? Let's take a real-life example from my own life. A while back, I went through a period where everything felt like a struggle. Conversations with people felt tense, little things set me off, and even my sleep was restless. At first, I blamed it on being overworked, but then I realized I was taking on so much from the outside world, from the media I consumed to the energy in my environment. Every little stress and every unresolved feeling was building up like layers of dust I hadn't bothered to clean. And that's the thing, this buildup of negative energy doesn't just disappear on its own. When left unchecked, it can manifest as anxiety, lethargy, or even physical symptoms like headaches or stomach aches. We can't avoid every negative encounter or prevent every stress, but we can become more aware of what we're absorbing and start noticing patterns in our thoughts and interactions. Understanding where negative energy comes from is the first step to taking control of it. Once you know where it's coming from, you can start to recognize when you're affected and, more importantly, take action to release it before it becomes overwhelming. In the next segment, I'll share some powerful techniques you can start using to cleanse this energy and protect yourself from absorbing more of it. Practical techniques for physical and emotional energy cleansing. All right, let's get into the good stuff, actual steps you can take to detox that heavy energy. We often think that getting rid of negativity requires major life changes, but there are small, consistent actions that can have a huge impact on how you feel. You don't need to become a different person overnight. You just need a few powerful techniques that you can apply daily or whenever you're feeling way down. Let's start with breath work and grounding exercises. When was the last time you really paid attention to your breath? It might sound simple, but our breathing patterns hold the key to releasing stored tension. When we're stressed, our breathing becomes shallow, limiting the flow of oxygen to our brain and muscles. Just a few minutes of deep breathing can clear that mental fog and help you feel more centered. One technique that works wonders is the 4-7-8 method. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. Try it for a few minutes, and you'll feel an immediate lightness, like you're letting go of something heavy. A personal favorite of mine is what I call the energy release walk. When I'm feeling tense or mentally cluttered, I step outside, find a quiet spot, and walk barefoot on grass or soil if possible. Walking barefoot helps reconnect you with the earth and grounds your energy. Visualize each step as an exchange. Negative energy leaving your body, positive energy coming up from the ground. It's a simple but powerful way to shift your mental state, and it always leaves me feeling refreshed. Next, let's talk about physical spaces and cleansing rituals. Our surroundings mirror back energy, and if you're constantly in cluttered or dark spaces, it's likely affecting your mental state. Clearing physical clutter is the first step. Start with just one area, maybe your desk or a corner of your room, and remove anything you don't need or that doesn't make you feel good. As you organize, you're creating an environment that supports a clearer mind. Beyond tidying up, try using cleansing techniques like burning sage or Palo Santo. These plants have been used for centuries to clear negative energy from spaces. If you've never tried it, here's how it works. Light the sage or Palo Santo, let it smolder and walk through each room, focusing especially on areas you spend a lot of time in. Imagine the smoke carrying away any stale energy lingering there. I did this in my own home, and I noticed an instant shift. It felt lighter, and I felt like I could breathe easier. Now, moving on to the power of water. Water is naturally cleansing, and you can use it as a tool to release emotional buildup. Take a shower with intention. Instead of simply washing, visualize the water washing away the day's stress, frustrations, and any negative thoughts. Picture those things swirling down the drain. You can even say out loud, "I release anything that doesn't serve me." It might feel strange at first, but combining words with visualization strengthens the effect. I personally love doing this after a long day. It feels like a full mental reset. Lastly, let's talk about setting boundaries to protect your energy. Detoxing negative energy is important, but equally crucial is preventing new negative energy from accumulating. Boundaries aren't just about saying no to others, they're about saying yes to yourself. Think about areas in your life where you feel drained. Maybe it's a friend who calls to vent, or an activity that leaves you feeling exhausted. You don't have to cut people or things out completely, but try setting limits. Protect your time and mental space. There was a period in my life when I found myself drained after every phone call with a friend who was constantly stressed. I realized I was absorbing their anxiety, and it was affecting my own mood. I started setting limits, politely but firmly, on when I was available to chat. It made a huge difference in my energy levels. By putting some of these cleansing practices into action, you're telling yourself that you deserve a clear, vibrant mental and emotional space. Each step is a reminder that you have control over what you let in and what you release. Building a daily routine to maintain a positive and energized mindset. Now that we know where negative energy comes from and how to release it, the next step is crucial. Building a daily routine that keeps your energy protected and refreshed. Think of this as your maintenance plan, a set of simple habits that prevent negativity from building up in the first place. With the right routine, you'll start every day with a clean slate and feel more resilient against any stressors that come your way. Let's start with the power of morning intentions. How we begin our day sets the tone for everything that follows. Instead of jumping straight into emails, social media, or news updates, start your morning with a few moments of quiet intention setting. When you wake up, ask yourself, what kind of energy do I want to bring to my day? Set a positive intention like today, I'll stay calm and focused, or today, I'll approach everything with kindness. Saying this out loud reinforces it, and you'll be surprised at how these few seconds can ground you. For example, I started practicing this every morning a few years ago. Before, I dived straight into the busyness of the day, and it felt like I was always catching up. But now, those few moments of intention setting allow me to start from a place of calm and purpose. And it doesn't take more than a minute or two. Another key part of a daily routine is mindful energy breaks. We often push through the day without stopping, letting stress build up without even noticing. But by taking short, mindful breaks, you can prevent that accumulation. Every couple of hours, take a few minutes to close your eyes, take some deep breaths, and just let your mind relax. Think of these as mini detoxes for your brain. You don't have to do anything elaborate. A quick stretch, a sip of water, or even just looking out the window can do wonders for resetting your energy. Journaling is another powerful tool, especially when done consistently. Spending just 5 minutes at the end of the day, jotting down your thoughts helps clear mental clutter. Write down any worries, frustrations, or things that went well. This practice allows you to offload the day's emotions, preventing them from following you into tomorrow. You don't need to be a writer to journal effectively. Simply write whatever comes to mind. There have been nights where I'll scribble down a frustration or a small victory, and it feels like lifting a weight off my shoulders. On top of journaling, consider a practice I like to call mental gratitude cleansing. Each night, list 3 things you're grateful for, however small. Gratitude has a cleansing effect on our minds because it redirects focus from negative thoughts to positive ones. Some days it might be as simple as I'm grateful for a warm bed, and on other days you might reflect on something bigger. This gratitude practice helps prevent negative energy from taking root and lets you end the day with a lighter heart. Let's talk about digital boundaries too. In our hyperconnected world, we're constantly bombarded with messages, notifications, and updates, which can subtly drain our energy. Set limits on how often you check your phone and consider a digital detox once a week where you go offline for a few hours. I do this every Sunday morning. I put my phone away and focus on things that recharge me, like reading or taking a walk. It's amazing how refreshing it feels to disconnect for a bit. Finally, one of the most powerful elements of a positive routine is movement. Physical exercise doesn't just benefit the body, it helps release emotional and mental tension too. Find a form of movement you enjoy. Yoga, walking, dancing, anything that gets your body moving. When you exercise, your body releases endorphins, which naturally improve mood and reduce stress. On days when I feel particularly stressed, even a 10-minute walk makes a huge difference. Incorporating even 1 or 2 of these habits into your daily routine can be transformative. The goal here isn't to overhaul your entire lifestyle at once. Start with one habit, see how it feels, and gradually add others as you go. Over time, these small actions build up, creating a life that feels lighter, more positive, and less affected by negative energy. Imagine waking up each morning with a clear mind, feeling light, focused, and genuinely excited for the day. Think of how different life could be if you had a set of tools to help you shake off negativity, keep your energy protected, and stay centered even in the face of life's challenges. That's what this journey of energetic detox and cleansing can bring into your life. By understanding the sources of negative energy, learning practical ways to release it, and setting up a powerful daily routine, you're not just clearing out the old, you're making space for the positive. Every step you take to protect and rejuvenate your energy helps you live with intention, deeper peace, and a strength that comes from within. So take these insights, start small, and watch how they transform the way you experience each day. And if you found this helpful, remember to hit that subscribe button to join a community focused on positivity, growth, and powerful life changes.